As we talk about English grammar, one thing I really want to emphasize to you, and I don't mean to step on any toes, but many people think that Charlotte taught English grammar using a living book, that you have to teach grammar in a living way, that each part of speech, when we talk about English grammar, we're talking parts of speech, noun, verb, preposition, adjective, adverb, blah, 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 okay? That you must teach them in a living way. So the noun must take on a little personality, and we're going to teach about this little noun and try and make these things memorable. Paint little mental pictures of these. Charlotte specifically said, don't do that. So in grammar, she said the children will probably be slow to receive this first lesson in abstract knowledge. Speaking of English grammar, is English grammar abstract? Are parts of speech abstract? Let's take the word page. What's the part of speech? Page.
Or verb.
Depending on
Context.
how it's used in the sentence. What other words are around it? Where it is in the sentence. All right? So it can be abstract. It is not cut and dried. This word is always a noun. This word is always a verb. It can be very abstract. Therefore, Charlotte postponed teaching the parts of speech until the children were about 10 years old. You think about it. So many times, the way we were taught grammar, most likely, if you're like me, in first grade, you learned a noun is the name of a person, place, or thing. Circle the noun in these 10 sentences, right? And you did that all year long. And then in second grade, you learned the noun is the name of a person, place, or thing. Circle the noun in these 15 sentences, right? And every year, we were doing this over and over and over. Charlotte waited until the children were ready for it, mentally, developmentally ready to handle abstract concepts. And you know, when a child is ready to learn something, they learn it. It should not take 12 years to learn 9 parts of speech. I'm sorry, it shouldn't. And so Charlotte postponed this until the children were 10 years old. Not everyone here is comfortable with that. I'm getting these vibes.
I'm saying amen.
Yeah, all right. Yes. All right, so you do not have to teach parts of speech every year, all year long. It is an abstract concept, and we must remember that knowledge of this sort is difficult and uncongenial, Charlotte said. It's not something the children just welcome. Their minds deal with the concrete. They have a singular faculty of being able to make concrete images out of the merest gossamer of a fairy tale. A 7-year-old child can sing, "I cannot see fairies, I dream them. There's no fairy that can hide from me. I keep dreaming till I find him. There you are, Primrose, there you are, Blackwing," and they can make up these things. They have great imaginations. And here is where Charlotte said, "But a child cannot dream parts of speech." And any grown-up twaddle attempting to personify such abstractions offends a small person who, with all his love of play and nonsense, has a serious mind. So, we do not need to try and personify the parts of speech. We should not try to. Charlotte taught grammar in a very straightforward manner when the children were ready for it. If you turn the page, you will see an example of one of the grammar books that she used. This is just a scan of one of the pages. See, she was teaching the subject. Now, as you read through that little page, would you call that a living book? No. It's just very straightforward. This is what a subject is. Here are some examples of finding a subject in a sentence. Go and do thou likewise is basically what it was. But where the living ideas came in, because Charlotte was all about living ideas, was in practicing these parts of speech. If you look underneath that page, you will see a portion of a poem. And Charlotte went through and italicized some of the words in that part of the poem. And the children's exam at the end of their parts of speech study was to go through and analyze and parse each of those italicized words. Tell what part of speech it was and how it is used in that sentence. That's where the living stuff came in, where the good literature came in, was in the practicing. Do you see the difference? All right. I just wanted to throw that in with you, okay? So postpone it till they're at least 10, till they're ready for abstract concepts. Then teach it in a straightforward manner. No need to do a song and dance. Straightforward manner. And let them practice with good living literature.